ride and the people who come out to this ride and raise awareness to pancreatic cancer. So a big round of applause to everybody here. You know, every year I kind of hope that this ride doesn't exist next year, because why do we want pancreatic cancer? Maybe we just call it a fun ride or something in a couple of years from now. But it seems that every year, sadly, there are more and more people dying of this deadly disease. We have a number of people here today who have lost loved ones, so I reach out to all of you and hope that next year we don't have this disease. And thanks to BC Cancer, we're going to get there along with other people around the world. I'd like to pass on, I had a fellow passed away this year. He was our biggest fundraiser for many years in this ride. His name was Rob Milne. And I'd really like to bring up Andrew Sweeney to the stage of Ride for Rob, who raised about over $50,000 today. To say a few words about Rob.
Thanks, Jeff, and thanks everyone for joining. As Jeff said, Rob Milne loved this ride. He was a member of the Glotman Simpson Club. He was a cyclist. And he was the top fundraiser, I think, for a number of years. And one of the sort of funny stories is the prize used to be for the top fundraiser, you get a big gift certificate from the keg. So who wouldn't want a gift certificate from the keg, right? Well, Rob was vegan. So that was a lot of baked potatoes and salad. But no, in all seriousness, Rob was a cyclist. He was a friend of mine. He was a friend of many people that I see in the audience today. He fought cancer for 7 years. He slowed down in his biking. He ended up getting an e-bike, but he kept riding. He kept a positive spirit. And he always loved this event and fundraising for BC Cancer. And Rob passed away in December of last year at the young age of 71. He was a cyclist. He was a friend. He was a husband, a father, and a grandfather to 3 beautiful grandchildren. And it's for people like Rob that we do this ride every year, thinking about his memory and thinking about investing in research and enhancements to care, so we don't have to celebrate people like Rob in the future because we've found cures to cancer. So in honor of Rob, thank you all for riding today.
Thanks everybody here. I'd like to reach out to Diane, who's Rob's wife as well, who's up here to commemorate Rob's passing. Thank you, Rob, for sharing. Thanks, Andrew, for sharing Rob's story. I really appreciate that. I'd like to sort of talk about a few people. How does this ride really become is it not loud enough? It's not loud enough. I'm usually in my office too loud, so turn it up a little bit if you can. Everybody move in really close and we can all hug each other. This event really works amazing because of a lot of teams and a lot of people who get involved in bringing out members to this ride. And I wanted to briefly mention a number of the different teams who brought in at least 8 members here today. We have Gastown Cycling, we have Apex, Lake City, Wow Ride, Steveston, Velo, Escape Velocity. And I'd like to reach out also to Cycle Collective, Amanda, who brought in I think it's over 14 riders. I'm also wearing her socks, just in case you didn't know. They have a Cypress sign on them. And bespoke and peachy. I have my man here who tells me when I don't say the right thing. I'd like to also thank a number of community members and people. As I said earlier, this ride started in 2005, and subsequent to that, the sad part of success of this ride is many people die of pancreatic cancer. And many people have used this ride over the years as a way of commemorating their loved one and the people who have passed through this. And I wanted to talk about one is Pioneer Susan, who for 8 years now, their mother passed away 8 years ago. They have now raised over $100,000 for this ride. Love and Joy, Team Neville, Cyclists for Cure, Grosvenor, one of the fellows of Grosvenor lost someone from pancreatic cancer just this year, Riding for Mum. And I'd also like to bring out Chris Armstrong, who raised, whose wife Lona passed away this last year of pancreatic cancer. And he, this year, has raised over $300,000 in this ride. Amazing, absolutely amazing, and a great commemoration. Let's hope we don't have to do another thing like this next year, but it's amazing. Thank you. Events like this don't happen without sponsors. The big title sponsor here is Capilano Volkswagen, who you see the cars, and everybody needs to run out this afternoon and buy a Volkswagen. They have provided us so far with a 3-year sponsorship. We hope it goes on for 17 more years, but that's just a little dig to you guys. But thank you very much for doing this. It's amazing the contribution you're making. Well, there's Glotman, Simpson Cycling. We've been doing this for 17 years now. Amicon, BD, Buntain Insurance, who's over there providing all the cinnamon buns. Gord's been at this since the beginning. Thank you to all of you and your team. Amazing. We also have Gradient Wind Engineering. Gradient Wind Engineering, we work with them, and they're actually out of Ottawa, and they put up a significant amount of money for this event. They come and they fly out to Vancouver. They're here today representing Gradient, and we really appreciate all this. So thank you very much to you guys. I won't say everybody should reach out to a wind engineer because it's kind of specialized, but if you do, they're the guys. McLean and Armstrong, obviously, 300,000 is not bad for a day's work here. Pan American Silver and ZLC Financial. So thank you to all of the sponsors. Amazing, we really appreciate it. Big thanks to the following organizations. The BC Cancer Foundation team, obviously every year. This year, Glotman Simpson has really stepped back from the running of the event, and I guess it got better. I don't know. More people, more money, I don't know. Next year we'll call it the BC Cancer Foundation event. So thank you to all of you guys, Jennifer, Glenn, Ashley, Chris, Ryan, Clodagh, Claire. Amazing, thank you. And then every year we have M1 Sports Management, who, wow, Susie and Mark. Susie's the calmest person on earth, always keeps it under control, and runs an amazing event for us. Susie, thank you very much. The team at Glotman Simpson Engineering and all the volunteers that come out here. I'd like to thank Sharon and Lauren and Ashley and the various volunteers from our company. Thank you. And then once again, Glotman Simpson Cycling. We couldn't do this without Michael Derendinger right here. We've got Christine over here. And we've got the entire board, and you see a lot of people in yellow out here today, so thank you to all of you. And finally, thanks to all of the volunteers that make this event happen. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you again to everybody. Let's hope that next year we can call it something else. It's now my pleasure to introduce Sarah Roth, the President and CEO of BC Cancer, who also rides up, by the way. I think she probably beats me up the hill, so, to say a few words. Sarah.
Yeah, of course it got better because I'm in charge now. So yeah, of course. Welcome everyone, thank you. Pleasure to be here. A few people, first of all, Jeff just did a great job acknowledging all the people that are part of this, but 17 years ago, Jeff and Miriam had an idea to honor Miriam's mom. and now look what it's become. So can we give them a huge round of applause? We need more Jeff and Miriams in this world who lean in and mobilize community for good. So I just want to thank you. I also just want to acknowledge Andrew. I know, maybe for some of you it's your first time meeting him, and he told a lovely story about Rob, but Andrew has been among the most tireless supporters of the BC Cancer Foundation. And I don't even have the calculation of how much money you have raised over your time supporting us. He was a former board chair. He actually hired me 9 years ago, so you can blame him. And I just want to thank you for your dedication. So Jeff mentioned we have Chris Armstrong here, and it's really my honor I'm going to introduce really the celebrities of today. Chris, and then after Chris, I'm going to introduce the reason why Chris and his family are riding, which is the doctor behind the magic that happens at BC Cancer with pancreatic cancer research. So Chris, I know you're here with your 2 daughters, Katie and Maria, and parents, Lone's parents, and I just want you to know I lost my Aunt Lisa to pancreatic cancer. She was my favorite aunt, and I think we all have a story, and I think it's beautiful that you are honoring Lone and doing this. I believe philanthropy can be a part of healing. I believe that we all have to do our part and be part of the solution to advance cancer research in British Columbia, and so I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I welcome you to the stage.
Katie, where are you? There she is. Some of you might wonder why we wear these god-awful shirts made in 1976. It's because in somewhere around 1985, I got this penny illegally from UBC, and it's at that time that I met Lona when I was 19 and she was 18. I told her that I would do my best to raise as much money as I could and honor her, and she loved Dan Renouf more than you can imagine, and for Lona I would like to do one simple thing. Dan, if you could come here. Yes, this is a proposal, as Kate says. This is from Lona. Keep on doing what you're doing, because what not only not only is Dan does research and is in the clinic, and when he's in the clinic he makes our lives so much better going through this terrible disease and walking into the office, and now he left the stage, of course. There he is, standing on the side as he does, really made all the difference in the world. And just a phone call from Dan could call Lona and allow us to get through another day. So, thank you, Dan. Oh, somebody left that in the washer? Okay. And somebody has left this in the washer. You can come and get it here. Thank you, everybody. I love the ride down. So that's really why I'm here, is for the ride down the mountain.
Okay, so great. All right, nice. Arc'teryx. Okay. So one of the reasons why we're all here is because we believe in the people who are doing the research and taking care of our loved ones. And the joy of my job is I get to call them colleagues at BC Cancer. And they're very special people. I actually believe that people who go into oncology are saints. I think they are special. It's not an easy job working with people with cancer. But what we hear day in and day out is there's so much hope and so much progress, and that's what motivates them. And I think that's why we're all here, to be a part of, to be the wind in their sails, as I like to say. So Dr. Dan Renouf, who is our head of the Pancreatic Research Program, and he's a medical oncologist at BC Cancer Vancouver, and he has built a globally recognized research program that the BC Cancer Foundation is so proud to support. Please tell us more.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Chris, for the very kind words. Thanks, everyone, for being here today. This is such an amazing event. It's really one of my favorite, if not my favorite day of the year every year, despite the fact that it's my only day riding the bicycle. So tomorrow won't be my favorite day of the year. Jeff and Miriam, this is an amazing event. BC Cancer Foundation, everyone here who supports this. I can't tell you how important this is for our team, for everyone who's battling this disease. This is such really an amazing event. When I hear Jeff talk about this is the 17th year, I think it's the 12th year since I've been back and started riding this event. And every year we make incredible progress with this disease. I know the data and the statistics are still quite poor when we look at this, but we are making incredible progress. And when I think of year to year, what's changed in my clinic and with patients that I see, people are now living for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years with this cancer, where when I started in this field, that never happened. And even from when I was up here last year till now, we have made significant progress. We have new treatments. We have new ways to better diagnose this disease. We have new kind of precision-based therapies. And so I'm hoping next year that we'll have even more progress to tell you about. So really the support that you're putting in, the fundraising, makes a huge impact. And I would say as importantly, if not more importantly, is how inspiring this event is and how lucky we are to have such a community together to battle this disease, to bring hope to patients. And I know in my clinic, patients and our team talk about this event all year long and look forward to it. So thank you for all of you for coming out to this. I can't tell you how much it means to us. It makes us, as people working in this area, so inspired to find better ways to treat this cancer and to really provide the best care we can. So thanks everyone for being here, and look forward to seeing you again next year. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, now for what everyone's here for is a very giant check. So I'd love to call up Christine Tody, Miriam and Jeff Glotman, Michael Lynn Derendinger, and join Sarah Roth, Dr. Renouf, and myself up on stage here so we can present the giant check. And our friends from Capilano, come on up.
So just before we say the number, this Dan Runoff is a superstar in this industry. We're lucky to have him here. So the check, money that comes off this check, we're going to hand it over to him, and he's going to, by next year, make sure that it's all gone away. So there you go, Dan. No pressure. Drum roll. Drum roll.
There we go. Do we have a drum roll out there? Let's hear it. Let's bring our hands together. Here it is, $800,000. Yeah, come right on up. Let's get those cameras on you. I don't know how they're going to cycle that down the hill, but they'll find a way.
Okay, so just quickly, 17 years, grand total. This is a record, so well done. Puts us over total raised over $5 million. Well done. Woo!
If you might want to hit 5 today, we can hit 10.
Thank you. Wow. Now that's an achievement. Great job. That's all due to your support and everyone's fundraising. We'd like to, afterwards when we're done the awards, we'd like to celebrate with a photo under the arch. So if you're still here, let's head over to the arch.